So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Down Under call. Tonight we have Christiaan from Germany and Kelvin from Christchurch on our call tonight, and they're going to tell us a bit about Facebook and what they're doing, and maybe they'll even talk a little bit about what they're doing on YouTube as well. So it's all yours, guys. Welcome to the call.
Cool.
Thank you.
First of all, hi everybody, and thanks Robbie for the invite, and we'll do what we can to give some value and tips and whatnot, and just share the experience and what we've been doing over the last 8-9 months together, and then for me further. So obviously, for those who don't know me, my name is Kelvin. I live in Christchurch, formerly from the Waikato in New Zealand, and I spent a lot of time in Brisbane. So definitely still a Kiwi, and many of us end up in Australia, as we both know, but back over here now. But I joined the SFM in June of 2015, so now 2 years, so been around a little while. It was quite slow, to be honest, as far as, before that, obviously had no knowledge at all of, this space, this world. I was working as a racing bookmaker for one of the corporate betting companies in Australia, and prior to that, I was driving a milk truck for doing night shift for about 7 years, so neither of which have got anything to do with, marketing, affiliate marketing or social media or anything like that. So prior to June of 2015, I had absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. Found SFM like most of us did through, an ad, and went all in. Positioned at the black level sort of quite quickly because, I just wanted to be committed. I was still working at the time, so it was quite a slow first 3 months for me, going through the modules and getting set up. I didn't start marketing probably until September. And then I successfully had a couple of ad accounts shut down on Facebook, as I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. Then it wasn't really until I went to the Gold event in 2015 in October, where I sort of came through the lifestyle team, so I sat down with them and they sort of shared with me their, the business plan that they basically got started with, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later on. So what I decided to do, because I basically exhausted a lot of my resources to position back in June to black, so I didn't really have a decent marketing budget. Didn't really have the time either because my work was very seasonal, so summer was a busy period. Sort of put the affiliate business on hold until April of 2016, and got serious then when I had the time and the budget, and then got cracking. So that's probably 8 or 9 months after I actually became a member. Had my first $10,000 a month in June of 2015, which obviously a highlight, and then Christiaan and I partnered in August of 2016. And I'll leave it there, and I'll let Christiaan, I'll let him chime in and give you his backstory, and then we can talk about life together.
Yeah.
and how did we really meet, Christiaan? What was the story we were spinning in Brisbane?
The story is Tinder, right? I'm Christiaan. I'm living in Germany. I am from Holland, and I've been also a completely different background than anything to do with marketing. Always worked in retail, worked in fashion retail for 12 years, and that's the only thing I've done. And in December 2015, I was actually, it started a couple of months before that. I wasn't happy in my job anymore. My girlfriend traveled to the US, and I had to travel long distance every couple of weeks. I went back and forth between the US and Holland at that time. like, what am I actually doing? And at that time, I actually came across a video of Stuart. I think it was the one, I know which one it was the one in the office where he asked you that question, like, what is it you wanted?
Ever asked yourself if there's something better out there?
Is there something better out there for you? And that made me click the advert, and actually within, it was a bit different than Kelvin. Within 2 weeks of going through clicking that ad, I positioned at gold, which for me at that stage was like actually an all-in. I had to take out a loan and everything for that. So bit of the same as Kelvin. After that, started marketing quite fast. In January 2016, I started marketing on YouTube. Within a short time, I think I had my first ad up with Stuart's video in January 2016. And when it was running, within a week, we all got to notice that we couldn't use Stuart's video on YouTube anymore. So that made me think, like, what am I going to do now? So got on camera, started to do video, and took it from there. Now, the first couple of months working alone were like everybody has, like quite some highs and some lows in there. Had a good month of May. For me, a good month, like spent a bit of money on YouTube and had a good month there as well. Had a platinum still. Then after that, had a couple of months that actually went a bit less and got me thinking, like, how do I need to continue? And in July, I think, we, after seeing Kelvin's post about having a good month and being on the leaderboards, don't know how we reached out to each other. I think I was the one who reached out to you. And after that, we got talking, and I'll pass it on to Kelvin now again to tell some more about what we've done from that stage working together.
Yeah, so for those who don't realize, like, Christian and I have actually only met once in the flesh, which was in Brisbane at the Platinum event and obviously Momentum Day. So as Christian said, it was only through, the community, and he must have seen a post and reached out, and then we started, communicating and sort of brainstorming. We had a couple of calls, and for me, like, we were really on the same page of, what it is we were sort of trying to do. It felt a good fit with, at the time, I was marketing on Facebook, Christian was on YouTube. There was a number of things on the technical side that I was wanting to implement, and I was sort of getting frustrated. I was trying to outsource to, like Fiverr and Upwork and getting people to do different things, and no one understood what I was trying to do. And once I explained that to Christian, and he just about everything I've been trying to do for the last 6 weeks, he's like, yeah, that's easy, and I can do that. So I figured that was going to be a lot less frustrating. So yeah, I guess we just sort of took it from there and made the decision in August to partner up. And then, so after that, like, we were quite planned, very planned. We just followed a very similar plan to, like Gerard and Chris talked about when they got started in October 2014. We came up with, so I've just got some notes down here. We came up with a budget, and at that time, it was 30,000 US that we came up with together. We divided that by, I went 5 months instead of 6 because I'm just more aggressive, to be honest. And so that was 6,000 US. I'm just going to talk US dollars. I know most of us are Aussies or Kiwis, but I just try and keep everything in US dollars. And then Christian talks in euro, so it really confuses me. So we end up with 3 currencies. So yeah, it took us about a month to get everything set up again, because like Christian was working on another website, so we then needed, like a brand between us, another website, like another marketing site, authority site, Facebook page, just to get all the links sorted. And that actually took us a bit longer than we thought. But September the 1st, we both started marketing on the platforms, and we spent, I think we overspent actually. I think we were supposed to spend 6 and we spent about 8. But good, we actually, does that sound about right? I think we're pretty good at overspending, but we actually did we did get a platinum, was it, in that first month? So we ended up we actually had a very good first month together, about 11,000. which sounds good, but sometimes it can be the kiss of death because you think it's going to be easy. And obviously we just kept going, and I haven't got all the figures here, but I'll talk as much as I sort of can remember. But then October, November were quite slow, and so was December. We were still spending about the same. We're spending around between 8, 9, 10,000 in those months, but the sales were a lot less, commissions. So at the end of December, we were actually down $10,000 in ad spend. So that might seem a little bit scary, but we still, like I said, we had 30,000 allocated. We had our plan. We also knew that, the pipeline, there was always going to be some coming through as well. We had our first black sale in January, which obviously was pretty exciting. So that was a part payment. So we didn't get into the green January, so to speak. It wasn't until February because it was a bit of a 50-50. So it wasn't until February that we actually were square on, revenue to ad spend, which was 5 months. So, and when we spoke to a few people at the Platinum and Momentum Day event in Brisbane, that's what most people sort of said that was quite typical within the first 6 months, 5 or 6 months. And we did have doubts. Like, we had a huge amount of doubts. And going to Brisbane in that week was really helpful because it did help talking to people that have been through that situation, and they just reassured us and just said, look, you guys are doing the right things. Just stick at it. Like, you question the campaigns, you question, like, do I keep spending? Because no one likes, spending hundreds of dollars a day and not seeing a return. So if anyone's sitting here is in that situation or is going in that situation, it's just having a plan, putting it down, pen and paper, and just having the budget and having the balls to execute it. That's what it comes down to, and the belief that helps. Everyone likes to hear a fairy tale story, I suppose. So I'll try and do that at the back end here. So month 5 basically square, and then March we spent 9,500. We had 3 black sales and did 45,000, which is just crazy. But that was obviously just from everything that we'd done through the previous months. And it just lined up that way. It just happened to be, like one of the apps was from March, and one was from previous, and one was from previous again. Like, it was just that, like the volcano erupting, it was just all that pressure, all that work that we'd done, and it just happened to explode in the 1 month. So obviously that was very, very good. And then April was also good. And then last month of May, we had another black sale in May. And we spent 10,000 and 20,000 in revenue. So overall, the last 3 months, I'm not including June because we're only halfway through. We did 73,000 in the last 3 months, March, April, May, for 30,000 ad spend. So that's 43,000 profit. An ROI of about 150%. So hopefully we'll keep doing that. So hopefully anyone that's on this call that's down their ad spend that thinks it won't happen, just keep going. And hopefully those results will happen for everybody else. And the other thing that helps too is the fact that we had a shitload of data, my French. Because we were spending that amount of money, we were able to obviously analyze our campaigns every month and really sort of work out where the sales, the high ticket, the DAs were coming from as well. So we've got a pretty good idea of that. So the more you can spend, obviously, the more data you can acquire, and the better decisions you're able to make. It's just a massive advantage. So yeah, Christian, on to you.
On to me. Robbie, you said at the start of the call, Facebook and maybe a bit of YouTube. We had done it the other way around, but maybe it's good to see what most people on the call are doing, or what would be most beneficial if we cover YouTube first, or go more into depth on Facebook. I don't know what everybody's doing on the call.
Yeah, just whatever. Go with YouTube first if you like. It's basically to give people an idea on what they can do and what they can expect, sort of thing, and tips on mistakes that you've come across that are worth avoiding.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, let's start on YouTube. Now, YouTube is, in my opinion, a more difficult platform than Facebook. Definitely, if you're starting off, it's a bit more technical than setting up your campaigns in Facebook, and they're a bit more tedious on the compliancy. Now, we've noticed that firsthand over the last week. I always used to brag like, oh, we've been running ads for 1.5 years and we never got shut down or anything. Over last week, we actually got our ad account suspended due to some first time due to some mistakes on the website when we got that moved from one host to another. Now, what I want to start off with before going into YouTube is really the website part. Because I do think a lot of people make the mistakes already in that area before they actually start off with YouTube. Like we all know that when we market this product, we need to have a website that's fully compliant. And what we've noticed is that, which is working really well for us, is that we actually run 2 separate websites. Like I still see people doing the same website with a blog on it, and then also running their YouTube traffic to that website. But the more posts you have out there and the more information you start sharing on your blog, the bigger the chances are that you're actually putting things out there that are not compliant with Google or with AdWords, and that you will get shut down. They constantly have robots running around websites and actually checking on if your website is compliant. And our website got shut down due to 2 images missing from the sales page. So that's actually what the robot picked up. Those 2 images were not displaying correctly, and because of that, it started going over the entire website, got on a manual review, and the sales page was highlighted because of one disclaimer missing on one point. So really make sure that I would advise you to run 2 separate websites, and run one just for your traffic, which you can use for your Facebook traffic and your YouTube traffic, and the other website you use as an authority site where you send your traffic to. Now, another point on your website, make sure that every page is hosted on your own domain. Before, it was okay to have your sales page after your thank you page to go to a sales page after 6-figure mentors. We actually did that for 10 months and we're never highlighted for it. But at this stage, it's so that when you link to any domain outside of your own domain name, the only link can be the checkout card of the 6-figure mentors, and no sales pages in there. Besides that, the wording on the 6-figure mentor sales pages is not 100% compliant with what Google wants, and there's not enough disclaimers on there. So that's a really important start point. Something we've noticed for our members. And that's why what we've done is we've created templates out of all our websites that we've been running, and we've created a member area for the people that join through us, and they can actually download all those templates. So that's been a great help to people in our group. But if you need any more info on that, just contact one of us and we can give you some more info on the compliancy. Now, as Kelvin said, we've been running both YouTube and Facebook. Most of our results, I would say around 90% actually at this stage, right, Kelvin?
Yeah.
Yeah, have come from YouTube. Now the thing is with YouTube, it's a difficult platform to start with, and it's a difficult platform to set up. But when you know what you're doing, it's quite a hands-off platform, and your campaigns keep running much better than on Facebook, which needs every couple of days much more management than a YouTube campaign does. Now, how we started off our campaigns, and I don't know at what stage people are, so if you've already done this, then please bear with me. But we started with our YouTube campaigns running placements, And there's two different ways of setting up your campaigns. You can either set up an in-stream ad, or you can set up an in-display ad. And what we've noticed is that for us, 95% of our results on YouTube have come from in-stream ads, which are the ads popping up in front of people's faces instead of like the little boxes at the top where you search for keywords. Now, when you're starting off on YouTube and you don't have a lot of money to spend, I would advise you to start with placement ads. Just really either around a certain keyword, and you look for placements and you copy these into a campaign, or you target specific channels. And that's how we started off. In September, we started targeting all the channels where we thought our customer would be. And what you notice is that there's certain channels around the law of attraction, for example. An entire channel is based around that topic. And the good thing is you get people in from all kinds of different angles that are looking on video. So if you target an entire channel, you straight away have 300 to 500 videos that you can target. So there's not a lot of searching going on. Plus, there's most of the time, especially if a channel has like 60, 70, 80,000 subscribers, there's a good amount of traffic in that channel. Something you need to take into account when setting up a campaign like this is that there's always a couple of videos that get like 1 million views or 2 million views that are really successful. And what you might need to watch is if you, for example, spend $50 a day or spend $30 a day, that not all the money is going to that one video. So I would always turn the really high quality videos that are watched a lot, I would turn them off and focus on the videos that get less views. Now, what we've done over the last 2 months is because we couldn't, we've upped our spend over the last months, and it's really difficult to spend a lot of money when you're doing placements, because you need to a successful placement campaign needs anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000 videos. So you need to search for a lot of videos to get up a lot of placement campaigns. And to give an example, we have a placement campaign with 2,500 videos, and it only spends like $60 to $70 a day. So if you want to spend $500 a day, you need to have a load of those campaigns. You need to do a lot of searching for videos. So what we started to do was keyword campaigns. Now, keyword campaigns are good because you get a lot of traffic. There's a lot of traffic out there if you target the right keywords. The annoying thing with keyword campaigns is that you target all kinds of videos. And what we've been noticing over the last 3 months especially is that when we do a keyword campaign around, again, for example, that law of attraction, then we start to show on Pokemon videos, and we start to show on all kinds of music videos and crappy videos. And
sorry to cut in. We get emails from 13 and 14-year-old kids. But anyway.
So I don't know if anybody else is experienced in that as well, but it's really difficult to actually manage that. You can turn off the videos that you don't want to be shown on every day, and check your campaign every day and spend I would say more than an hour, like 2 hours on optimizing that campaign every day, which is not the business we want to be running. And we've been looking at how we can set up our campaigns in a better way. And something that we have discovered is that making a combination between keywords and topics is really successful. So on YouTube, you can select different ways, on AdWords, you can select different ways of setting up your campaign. You can target a specific keyword, and you can target a specific topic. And topic is much bigger. For example, the topic self-help and motivational is a really big topic. If you target that topic and you target the US, you can spend easily $20,000 a day. So there's no need of targeting that. But once you start targeting law of attraction combined with the topic self-help and motivational, or a book topic, then the spend goes down and you're not getting shown on all the music videos and all those kind of things. So the way we set up our campaigns now is that every keyword that we have, so if a campaign has 10 keywords, and we select that keyword in 5 different topics. That means that every keyword is in a different topic. So actually we set up a campaign with 50 different ad groups, whereas every ad group is one specific keyword and one topic. And then the second ad group is that same keyword, law of attraction, in a different topic. And then the third ad group is again the law of attraction in another topic. And by doing it that way, you can really specifically target that keyword into certain topics. You're not getting shown on shit videos, and you can turn off ad groups really specific that are not converting. And our lead price has gone down. Like we went quite high on our lead price over the last month. We went to like $13 to $14 we were paying at some stage, and we actually got it down in the ad groups again to $7 to $8 US, which is for us really, really good at this stage. Before we were getting lower lead prices, but the last month is at hovered around at $12. So we're like really happy to pay $7 to $8 for a lead. So that's something that we've been experimenting with, which is working really, really well. I don't know if you have anything to add on that, Kelvin.
Yeah, I was just going to say, but that's all desktop traffic too, just to clarify. So we still see quite a difference in quality between mobile and desktop traffic. We're happy to pay, like Christian was saying, we were paying up to $13, $14 a lead, last month and the month before. But we know that the quality is there on desktop. We do run some mobile campaigns as well, but we want to get about $5, $6 leads mobile.
Yeah,
it's a lot cheaper. So yeah, you really do want to get a lot cheaper with mobile, and the same thing on Facebook as well. I'll go over Facebook in a sec, but Facebook's pretty much Facebook's too expensive. Well, I found it too expensive to even run desktop traffic on Facebook because the lead price is about $17 to $20. So I just about don't run it. So yeah, that's like the lead prices Christian's talking about. That's the desktop traffic, and we still find like the majority of our back end sales have come from desktop. We do get apps and members and alerts and that from the mobile, but we found the majority of our higher DEAs from the desktop.
Yeah. So a couple of like specific things on YouTube on setting up your campaigns is we always optimize our campaigns for clicks and never for conversions. It's better for us. And the frequency capping is something we've done. We've put in on all our campaigns because we were getting messages that people were seeing me too many times on YouTube because we were really specific. So that's something that we've been doing. We set up a frequency cap of 3 views a day, which seems to be working. We're not losing any traffic and we're not getting that many messages. Though that said, we just had somebody opt in who said, "I'm getting annoyed by your videos." That was the name of the person. So I do think some people still see me too many times.
Is that not a black sale?
One that is really important, I don't know if it's, we're actually, I'll go into that first. We're actually using the AdWords editor. I don't know if anybody is using this, but especially when you start setting up campaigns that have a load of ad groups, you'll be sitting behind your computer hours and hours to set up a campaign. The campaign that I just talked about, it takes me about 10 minutes to set up a campaign like that now on Google. Even if it has like 200 ad groups, it takes me I think 10 minutes to set it up. I've created a Google sheet with some formulas in there where you type the keyword and you type the the topic, and it automatically takes those that information, puts in a specific tracking code, and you can upload that in the AdWords editor. So if you want access to that sheet, I can post that in the group here later on, and that's really going to help you. The AdWords editor is quite easy to use, and I would advise everybody that is advertising on AdWords to start looking into that, because it's so much quicker when you get used to that. It's like I said, it's a campaign like this would take you 2 hours and it takes me 10 minutes to set up.
Yeah.
Now, important one that I've seen a couple of people make mistakes on is targeting optimization, which is an option, and some people set that on conservative or aggressive, and that targeting optimization is an option in AppWiz Editor, and I'm not 100% sure if that's also on the browser version, but it really increases your spend, and it's getting your video shown on all kinds of different videos outside of YouTube. So your spend is going up and your conversions are going down. So that's an important one to look at. It's an ad group option, and it's set to conservative standard, and you need to set it on disabled. No, that's quite a specific one, but it's something that we've seen working for us. Then the last thing I want to say about YouTube is, because the question we get a lot, like, what are you bidding? Because the only price that you can actually influence is your bid price. If you're looking at placement campaigns, it would start around 17 cents US, 17 to 20, but start at 17 and go up gradually. If you're bidding for keywords, it's a bit different, because if you bid low on keywords, you only get shown on the bad videos. Like the better videos have higher bids. So for keyword campaigns, we bid around 35 to 40 cents US and still get better prices then. So placements around 17 cents, do double for keywords. And that's what we've seen that's been working for us on YouTube.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions at all, or shoot them in the chat box, or
unmute yourself and ask if you like.
Oh yeah, all that. Yeah, come out and
especially on YouTube.
How we going?
Good, Grant. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you. This is awesome. Thank you.
Great.
I've got a quick question. With your, at the moment, we're just doing Facebook ads at the moment, but we're going to move into YouTube. We're 99% of the way through our website. With what we think is compliant. I actually haven't placed any Google ads or contacted Google at all yet. Would you guys recommend just calling them up on the phone, or like we've had Colin B suggest that to us once before, or how was your contact with Google when you first started going through the whole compliance thing?
To be honest, I tried to avoid them for a long time, as long as we could. Because like we knew our site was compliant, or I was 99% sure it was compliant. I followed all the guidelines, and I knew it had to be compliant. And something that I've noticed now is I've been in contact with them over the last week, like a lot, to get our website back up. And contact was great. They help you. They're really quick on support. But our last ad took like 10 hours to get approved, whereas before it was like half an hour. So I know there's something in their system which is picking up our website more than it would be before, and that is picking up our ads more than it is before. So I would say you can try and do it without them, because I feel that once you've been in contact, they're going to specifically look through everything, and it might take a compliance person to look through your website, and they're really, really picky. Like, for example, the sales page that the Six Figure Mentors has says earn in the next 7 to 14 days, earn this and this amount. That's something that they don't like, and we've changed that from in the next 3 to 6 months, for example. Like, they're really picky on specific things. So when you reach out to them, I think you're gonna be more on the radar than when you don't.
So you reckon after you reached out to them and you went to place an ad, you reckon they've actually had someone go through it, through your whole campaign and ad?
Yeah, we had everything checked. We had people opt in after that. We got our site suspended. We had people opt in. They even checked the video series. They checked our entire funnel. And when you're going to reach out, they're going to do the same thing.
Right. So you can actually see people opting in while you didn't have an ad running. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
I knew it was from Dublin, Ireland, where the Google head office is near me.
Exactly.
places where we're not running ads. So,
Yeah.
You would suggest just what? I actually haven't been through the process with Google AdWords yet, so you just go ahead and play. Obviously, get your website up, set up your account, and go ahead and place an ad and just see how it runs. Is that?
Yeah. David.
What's the worst that can happen? Do they just knock you back?
Yeah, they knock you back. David, for example, followed our training on setting up the website and stuff like that, and he placed his ad 2 days ago. He has the first leads coming in, but he just followed the process. You didn't reach out to them, right, David?
yeah.
You muted, Dave.
No, he didn't reach out to them as far as I know, and he just got his ad up running, and it was approved within a shorter time, I think, than when you would reach out. So just leave the reaching out until it's absolutely necessary.
Okay. That's
I
good
just
enough.
followed. I followed Christian's website templates that he set me up with, and I just personalised them, and then just got on AdWords and followed all the training I could, and I didn't go near Google. No, not yet. Staying clear. Yeah, for sure.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hey, Christian, you mentioned, if I've got it right, your website is compliant, but it's off SFM's thing?
Yeah. We have our website. Our website is Project Create Your Own Lifestyle, and we have a separate website which is Project Create Your Lifestyle, so without the own. So to people opting in, it's really the same, but we know we have two different pages, and on that Project Create Your Lifestyle, we run all our traffic to, so Facebook and YouTube, and we have every page built on that website. So instead of sending people to a sales letter, which is, for example, escape the 9 to 5 or like whatever sales letter you use or plan to use, we've recreated that on our domain. And if you want to do that, it's really simple. You can go to Fiverr and just send them a copy of that page and ask them to, I think we got it done for like $15 or $20, and we got it recreated on our own domain, which makes sure that you won't get shut down. Because if you use a sales letter of the Six Figure Mentors, it goes to the connect.sixfigurementors.com, I think it is. So then you send people to another site outside of your own domain name.
The only page, one thing we do though, is there's a link on that sales page that goes to the app cart page. That is the one only page that we actually do have a link to. This doesn't seem to have a compliancy issue. So whether that's a free trial or a paid app, that's actually probably another topic we haven't even touched on. I don't know what people are running, whether it's the paid or the free app. Us personally, at the moment, we are running the paid app in the funnel, the paid app in the video series, and then we offer a free trial. I think it's the 8th video after the 7 days. So that's what we're doing. Just to let everyone know, we're finding that the paid app seems to be better quality, and especially people in the first 7 days and through the funnel.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting rid of the tire kickers then, aren't you? Because they have to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, we've even noticed a difference with the free account compared to the free trial with the new sales letter that Stuart's brung out. The free trial, people often don't even fill out the questionnaire, which to me suggests that they're not, like you say, the tire kickers. I mean, they've got nothing invested. We haven't tested the free account as much, so we'll have to do more of that. I think that might be okay, but at the moment we're running predominantly just that paid app.
So my next one was the mini site. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's only 2 pages you can alter, or 2 spaces you can alter on the pages. So that's the first one where you can change the background, and one little tiny piece down that change a picture of people. And there's a second part besides all the things at the top, the SEO and everything. So what's your feelings about that one? Because I've been playing around with it, and I noticed you can copy a page and change that page, a landing page, and then I was told that you can actually house that off your site, and I thought, well, that's not a good idea. But it seems to be that if you've only got one mini site, because you can't change the word mini. I cannot change the very first page that says mini site to any name that I want it to be. So I've sent to support, but that was this afternoon.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Personally haven't tested the mini site at this stage. I know with the SLC plugin you can import it into your website. One of our members actually ran just the mini site on a homepage layout. So there was a one-page home page and then a mini site where people went to straight away, and that got disapproved by AdWords. So they didn't think that was okay. So if you run the mini site as a landing page on your website, then I think it is okay. But I wouldn't just run the mini site as my main website and run traffic to that, because it doesn't have enough information for Google to be compliant. Like, to be compliant, you need all these. You need to explain what the six-figure method is about. You need to have the earning model in there. You need to have the commission structure in there. Like, all those things are not on the mini site, and that's what you need for Google compliancy.
Yeah.
So what we've done again is I've just sent it off to Fiverr again, and we use OptimizePress, we use that for everything, and it's really easy. It's set up for our tracking, and it cost us $15 to get the mini site, the homepage of the mini site recreated. I took out the videos from Stuart, and we have now the mini site built in OptimizePress, and we're running that on our own domain. So we still have the exact same layout, and we can change the images and change what we want in it.
So that one, if you're not advertising, you could use it for just that, and then go into advertising by changing your whole system. As you say, you've got one dot, say ABC in capitals.com, and then the second one would be AB in little c.com. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Similar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the one that's not compliant would be the free advertising method, and the other one would be all the information as well. Yeah. And then you can work yourself up to an actual advertising one, which is right. Yeah. And it's similar name. In other words, when you're going to buy a domain name, buy two.
Yeah, because I still see people not doing it, but to me, it's the easiest thing to do, because else you need to always be careful what you publish on your blog. And if you put on your blog, for example, a link to a sales page, which you want to do because you want to send people to a blog post, and you want people from a blog post to go to a sales page. If Google picks up that sales page on your domain, then they can shut you down, because a sales page is on your domain, which is not even a sales page you're using in your advertising, but it is just on your domain. And that's the exact thing that they did with us, because I might get into too much detail now, but our last page of our funnel was actually a page hosted on the authority site domain. And even when I changed that link in my funnel, they still said, no, that page is still active on your other domain. You need to delete that page before we got our ads back up running. So I would definitely get it. I would split it. It's a $12 investment. I think, I'm not sure if SFM is happy with this, but if you send DBL a message, they can just copy your entire website onto the second domain, make a one-on-one copy, and then you don't have to do anything yourself. And you just have two similar websites. One's going to be for your traffic and for your marketing, and the other one is going to be for your blog posts and for your traffic, where you send people to. Like if you write a blog post or if you send a broadcast.
And I was just going to say, worst case scenario, if DBL say they won't do it, just go to Fiverr and just tell them to literally just copy that one website onto the other domain. And as Christian said, you can then, your authority site, because you're not sending any paid traffic to, can never get shut down. You send all your broadcast traffic to that site or your blog post, and you can say just about whatever you like within reason. But, like you're not going to be in Google's or Facebook's radar. So, yeah.
There's also a plugin called Backup Creator that you can actually copy a whole website and install it on another domain.
There you go.
It's I think it costs about $7 for the plugin.
$7.
Yeah. Might break the bank, but yeah.
There you go.
So I just did exactly that. I asked DBL if they could copy my website, and they just said, unfortunately, we can't do that. But she gave me some instructions how to do it, and I was just starting to do it. It seemed pretty simple. It was literally like just do A, B, and C. So I haven't done that yet, but it didn't seem like too much of a problem.
I probably told it too many people that they could contact it. Yeah.
Quiet, and everybody's plugging the support at DBL. Awesome stuff. I don't know how we're going for time or what the time limit is on this call, but I was gonna sort of go through some Facebook stuff if anyone's interested.
Yeah, go for it.
I won't go through I was sort of going to go through the setup stuff, but I sort of won't. I'm going to assume people know how to set up Facebook business. Hopefully everybody does. Obviously, make sure you've got a business manager page.
If they don't, they can Google it.
Yeah, or business.facebook.com.
Yeah.
Just make sure you've got the grey strip at the top, not the blue, and then create a page from there. And then this might seem really elementary, but please make sure that you've got a pixel set up on your website, both websites. I actually went to a Facebook marketing workshop today. It was free in Christchurch, and it was for local businesses. It was run by an agency, and I think there's about 100 people in the room, and the guy taking it said, who's got a pixel installed on their website? Literally 4 people put their hands up. So this might seem like to me, I just thought it was, Facebook 101, but you'll be surprised about the amount of people that just don't know about this stuff. So if you don't know where or how to do it, you can send me a message and I'll shoot you a video, or just go to YouTube and say, how do I put a pixel on my website? So, or you can go to Fiverr, and someone on Fiverr will do it for you. No, I'm serious.
It looks like we're promoting Fiverr here, but
have we got an affiliate link for Fiverr? No.
I don't think they have them.
Hey, Kelvin, you're just talking about the base pixel on each page of the website for that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just put it on the homepage of both websites.
Okay, and then like for us if you're tracking for leads, putting a lead pixel on the thank you page you're not up to that bit yet?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So by memory, the Facebook pixel goes in the header, and if you're doing YouTube, the Google Tag Manager goes in or the analytics goes in the body of your web page.
Oh, right. Oh, that's good enough.
Goes in different place. So Facebook header, Google AdWords analytics body.
Yeah.
That would be one of the first things I would do when you're setting up your Facebook page. From there, you can set up, obviously, your custom conversions for your tracking. Make sure that you've got that set up correctly. Excuse me. Set up your audience for your retargeting, which once you've got your pixel in place, you'll be able to go to the traffic source, which is under the custom audiences. Obviously, use Power Editor to create your campaigns. It's far better and easier than using the Ads Manager. And then it's just so much easier to set up campaigns and split test. Depending on what your budget is, obviously, going back to what I said before, allocate 6 months budget front. When I say allocate it, put it aside, put it into a different bank account so that you're not personally attached to it. Divide it by 6 or 5, we did. So divide it by 6 and divide it by daily. And spend whatever it is, $20 a day, $30 a day, $50 a day, whatever it is. And then, just split test. as much as you can. Split test your video, split test your images, split test your keywords, countries, demographics, your age groups, and those types of things. For us, the age one's interesting because Stuart, I know, did a black call the other week, and the company averages is higher for the higher age. So 45 to 54 and then 55 to 64 are the higher percentages of the company's sales. So if you've got a smaller budget, I would probably just start there, and I would just target 45 to 64. I probably wouldn't go 65 plus. Interestingly for us, how many black sales we got, Christian? 4 or 5? We seem to have a younger audience, but in saying that, we are guys that are in our 30s, so maybe people resonate with us because we're younger, and I know the lifestyle team have the same sort of thing. So I'd still go older as long as your message is sort of tailored to those people. You're probably better off doing that. And inside of Ads Manager, make sure that your columns are set up as well. So you've got your conversion set up for your tracking, but then make sure your columns are set up correctly as well, so that you can go into your campaigns and you can see your cost per click, your cost per lead, and same with your apps as well, in your app and your cost per app. I'll probably have to shoot a video how to set up an app conversion as well. So yeah, make sure your tracking is set up basically before you do any marketing would be my advice. So just a few tips or hacks that I've written down. The first one is just make sure you've read the Facebook guidelines, like the advertising guidelines. Like I probably didn't read. No, I know I didn't read them when I first started, and subsequently got a couple of accounts shut down. So it is important to read them. They are very fickle on, what you can and can't say. Obviously, that you can't have, make money or home business, and you can't make claims and stuff like that. So you've got to be sort of quite careful. What I found to work this time last year was seasoning the account. I ran boosted posts only, content to my authority site for like 2 weeks without really trying to get any leads. Obviously spent a bit of money without. I did have some links to landing pages on my blog, which was on my website, but I wasn't getting huge amount of leads or good lead costs. It was more to season the account, get some engagement, and just to keep Facebook happy and to get ads approved. Now, this is a hack that Christian found, and it seems to be pretty helpful. Christian mentioned it on the one of the videos he shot in the 90-day video group, but Facebook has got a 1 in 10 disapproved ad ratio. So unlike Google, you can't really talk to Facebook. Like Facebook, obviously, very hard to deal with. So the best thing with Facebook is just to stay off their radar. The best way to do that is to have as many ads approved as you can. If you do have one ad disapproved, you need to have 10 ads approved for that one ad in order to stay off their radar. One thing you can do, and one thing that we've been doing, is you can send through ads or boosted posts that will get approved, that are quite safe. Schedule them in the future. If they get approved, you can just shut them off, so you don't actually spend any money on them. That'll still count as an approved ad. I literally last week had 4,000 ads approved in a day because I just went to. I'm serious. You can do about
the ones that got disapproved, though. How many?
The reason I did that was because, this was another thing that happened about 2 months ago. And this comes to my next one, was when you do put an ad through that as a proper ad, like you're going to run traffic to it and the landing page through your funnel. Just put one ad through and make sure that gets approved before you then send through like a whole campaign of a bunch of ads. So the mistake I made was I put through quite a small campaign. It was a retargeting campaign. It got approved. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Went and put another, or it would have been maybe 50 to 100 more ads through in the same night. It was like 4 campaigns, would have had about 100 ads. They all got approved. I woke up the next morning, they'd all been disapproved. So that tells me that obviously I'm still we're on Facebook's radar, but they'd obviously been manually reviewed and that had been overwritten. So it's not good. So, but what that meant was I then had to put through 1,000 ads to get that back into a better ratio. So, yeah, as I said, just make sure you put that one ad through, and Facebook can still manually review, even if you get your ad approved, they can still go back 24 or 48 hours after, and they can then flip it, and then they can disapprove it. So keep that in mind. Yeah, if you do have any ads disapproved, delete them out of your account completely. Don't have them sitting in your ads manager and your power editor. Just completely just get rid of them. And same with this probably doesn't apply completely, but don't give anybody admin role into your ad account that's had a link to a disapproved ad, a Facebook shutdown in the past, because that can also link to your account. So for me, like obviously I set up a page. I had 2 ad accounts shut down back in September of 2015. I then set up another Facebook account. You might see 2 Kelvin Entwisles floating around the net. So I set that second one up so that I could then use that me as the admin, because I knew if it was the other one, then that would attach and there was a chance of a link. So it's a little bit of paranoia, but you just don't know, because the technology of that these guys have is just incredible of what they can link. So yeah, don't do that. If you're going to run video on Facebook, first of all, I would highly recommend it. I would put a disclaimer on it. Like, same thing again, go to Fiverr. If you want a disclaimer done, like if you've got editing software, then you can obviously just put it on yourself. Just something really simple in the bottom right-hand corner. I think that's something that I'm seeing on a lot of people are doing now, and that's something we've just started to do because everyone's clamping down on the compliance-y stuff. I'd also highly recommend captioning your videos too if you're going to do that. I've heard about 80% of videos are watched in silence. So obviously with Facebook, you can upload a CRT file. It gives you that option when you, I can't remember where exactly, but when you upload your video, you can attach a CRT file, which is basically just your captions. So the website we use is rev.com, rev.com. All you need to do is send them like a YouTube link of a video. It's $1 a minute, and they're really quick too. It'll be back in a couple of hours. And then you just need that CRT file, upload that. And the other thing, actually, what we did was before Facebook had that feature, I actually captioned the video through Fiverr as well. So the video we have has actually got captions on it. So highly recommend doing that. Like Christiaan was saying, make sure that you've got all your disclaimers on your landing pages, and the menu at the bottom as well actually does link to the website, like obviously the earnings disclaimers and the privacy policies and stuff.
Go on.
I was just like 2 more things. I was just going to say, if you are marketing on YouTube, but you do have a Facebook page, I would still get that pixel, that Facebook pixel, and put it on your marketing website, even if it's just for AdWords, even if you're not going to use it just yet, because when, say, 2-3 months down the track, you can still go to Facebook, go to custom audiences, and you can still create a retargeting campaign within Facebook, because it'll store that information for 180 days, 6 months. So even if you've got no intention of learning Facebook or doing any Facebook ads, if you've got the Facebook pixel on that page, then you'll have the option of setting up those retargeting campaigns down the track. One thing that's also pretty good is lookalike audiences as well. So in the same where the custom audience is for your retargeting, you can do a lookalike campaign, either from your website traffic, so your retargeting audience, you can do a lookalike from there. Or you can, if you've got, say, 200-300 leads at a minimum, you can download those in Aweber to a CSV file, and you can upload that into Facebook. And like I said, I think you need about 200, probably at a minimum, and you can create a lookalike audience based on percentages. So you can go 1%, 2%, 3%. And that's also, like, same thing again, the more data you've got, the better job Facebook's going to be able to do, because their algorithm's getting really good at determining, who, so the interests and the activities of the people that are your leads. Their algorithm's getting really good at finding people that are similar to those people. Obviously, the higher percentage you go, the bigger audience, but then obviously the less like that person. I only go about 1%. It's big enough. But you can also use that audience, and you can also, like Christian said, you can get that, say, 1% audience, but then you can also put a keyword when you go to the campaign. So you can upload that custom audience, like it might be a lookalike audience, like lookalike your leads, 1%, and then you can still put a keyword in. So they'll look like your leads, but they'll still be interest group. So it's not going to be completely a free-for-all. Import custom audience. That's all I've got.
I only want to add one thing on you touched on the Facebook on the disclaimers. Facebook is quite picky, more picky than Google on the disclaimers. I've just typed into the chat box a Facebook disclaimer that we've been using on the website, and that's just one sentence. Just add it to your normal disclaimer, and this shows that you're not part of Facebook brand or anything like that. And they like to see this disclaimer on websites. You don't have to do it at the bottom of your landing page or anything like that. Just if you have a link to a disclaimer at the bottom of your pages, then make sure this is in the disclaimer, either at the top or at the bottom. We have it at the top of all of our disclaimer pages. I think that was it with our rambling.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I just want to thank you both. That's been incredible value. In terms of Facebook in particular, how have you guys found your retargeting? Because I've had no luck with that.
So are you just retargeting just landing page visits?
So people that have obviously your audience through your pixel, retargeting your pixel on your Facebook ads. When you retarget them, do you have a strategy like maybe doing an image on the right little column instead, or maybe sending them the exact same ad, or what sort of like any sort of advice of just really I'm trying everything without not really having any traction?
Yeah, okay. First of all, I don't do any audience network or right-hand column because I find it really expensive. I just run mobile, and on Facebook I haven't even been running desktop. Because same thing, I'm finding too expensive. So it's just like mobile only in the newsfeed. If you've got a second video, like we run pretty much only video, or we do run only video, I would run a separate image or a separate video if you have one, or you can. We have a lot of success with running retargeting from YouTube to Facebook because we're on both platforms. So we can obviously, people that hit the landing page off the YouTube campaign, we can then retarget them on Facebook. So we get quite cheap leads that way. But Facebook campaign to landing page, and then you're retargeting those people, I would probably try something slightly different, like a different message or a different image, because obviously they've seen it. In saying that, people, like we've had a couple of black sales where people have said that they skipped ad or skipped away, or they saw us 10 or 12 times and then they watched it and then they're like, oh, hang on. So getting in front of those people a lot of times, 10 or 12 times, it'll piss a lot of people off, but it actually might attract the right person as well.
But would you have a strategy of, because obviously it's more expensive with retargeting that pixel, would you have like a, particular, percentage or something you would spend so much more per lead or anything like that?
Well, if anything, that we find it's cheaper. Do you find it's more expensive?
Yeah. I find that, my leads, I'm getting leads around about the $10 to $15 at the moment, but I find when I'm retargeting, it's most of the time it's above $20, which to me isn't like really expensive. But again, I'm trying everything. I'm trying the right hand thing over there. I'm trying images on desktop and everything. So,
are you running with an image or like a video?
I've gone to images lately. I was initially doing the video, so those numbers are from video.
Okay.
So I might try changing over my text and just testing, like changing over my text, keeping with the same video, trying different video. But
like most of the time, if retargeting, like they click your image or they click your ad because something in the ad triggered the person to actually click it. So they like your messaging or they like something about your ad. Like, and especially if you look at images, that 80% of your ad is determined if people click by your image. So 80% image, like 15% is the top bit, and the bottom and the bottom bit doesn't really matter. So some way they clicked on your for some reason they clicked on your ad and then hit the landing page, and something in your messaging is off there. Do you know the conversion on your landing page?
With my retargeting or with my initial ones?
Your initial one. And
on my successful ones, it was around about 15 to 20%.
Okay. Because what you could try to do is actually change the wording of your landing page to see if you can, instead of changing the ad, because they like the ad for some reason. So, but you can test because, as well, and that's what we've been doing, is actually showing the same ad again, trying to get people to click again, because our clicks are actually cheaper when we do retargeting, but then change the landing page wording around. Just test a different landing page just specifically for that retargeting ad and see if that increases your conversions.
Cool.
Yeah, my other question, Rowan, was on your initial campaign, are you running mobile, desktop, and right-hand column as well? Are you doing all of it, or are you just doing the one?
No, I'm only doing newsfeed for desktop and mobile, but I am doing both.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, mobile's smashing it, so much more and so much cheaper leads. But I'm trying to do both because I know that desktop is the quality there.
Yeah, like Christian said, I would definitely try a different landing page, but I would also possibly with retargeting, I wouldn't bother with the right-hand column and the audience. I'd just stick to the mobile and the desktop as well. Just see if that brings the cost down. So just try those two strategies and see if that.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, guys.
What's your recommended potential reach, maximum potential reach on Facebook?
You mean audience? Do you mean like audience size when you create your audience?
Yeah, audience.
Millions. No, honestly, you can have campaigns with like 2 million in them. It's something I'm playing around with as well. Is like, do you chop up 100 campaigns and have 10 or 20,000 people in them, or do you have one with 2 million? Because it's like, where do they come from? The good thing about a big campaign is if you get engagement on it, then obviously that's what Facebook loves. So also one thing I heard the other day was the number one engagement that drives the Facebook algorithm is a comment. So whether it's a like or a click or a share, it's a comment. So it's the number one thing that Facebook's algorithm loves, because when you set up a campaign, you'll see the reach, the band. It's like between whatever a day, like 1,000 and 4,000, whatever. So that's obviously depending on how people are engaging with it and how that algorithm is firing. So if you have a bigger audience, obviously you can then run that campaign longer, so you can potentially have more interaction on that post. So split test it, but I wouldn't be afraid of having a campaign with a couple of million.
We just dropped off desktop literally just then, and the potential reach went up to 5.6 million.
We had it at 1.7 before, and literally just taking off desktop changed it, like increased it dramatically.
So it went up.
Went up, yeah. Just literally did it about a minute ago. That's what made me ask the question.
That seems weird. Is that your okay? Is that the population or the daily reach?
The potential reach.
Potential reach, yeah. Daily reach is only at 1,300 to 6,100.
Yeah.
Did your placements change by making that movement? Sometimes that.
Is that including your Instagram and your audience network and?
That's literally just. We took off the right-hand column too. That was the only other change.
Yeah, took off the right-hand column and dropped it to mobile only, and that's just Facebook.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, do that. Give that a go.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Yeah. Try and get comments.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Get engagement.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. One more quick question. Your campaigns with Facebook, particularly, do you find that you have to leave them on for so long for the algorithm to take them up and really get traction? Yeah. Or do you find, because obviously, like, trigger happy that I am, I do like to, test this, but, only leave it on for a couple of hours. Do you have like a certain amount of time you leave it on and just be patient sort of thing? Or?
Here's the other thing with Facebook campaigns. I don't know what you're doing or touching, but I literally don't touch a campaign. Like if you've, whatever settings you've got it on, if you want to scale the campaign, don't touch the spend. Don't even touch the campaign at all, because the algorithm is so sensitive. So if you want to scale, say you've got a campaign working at $10 a day, the best way to scale it is just to duplicate that campaign and have two $10 a day running side by side. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, the only reason I do ask is because I initially, when I was touching it, you'd find your conversions would just drop through the floor. And that's why I was just wondering, like, is there a certain amount of time or something you would maybe leave it on and just...
Yeah, minimum of like 24 hours. Like when you start a campaign, you have to let it run from 24 to 48 hours. And then when you make changes, if you make changes, like Kelvin says, preferably don't, but sometimes, okay, if you're spending a lot of money then and you might need to have to make changes, then leave them again for a minimum of 24 hours. And don't change it now and then 2 hours later think, oh, I've done the wrong thing and change it again, because then you definitely break it and mess it up.
Yeah. I'm very paranoid of breaking Facebook. Like, like the algorithm, like I really don't like for me, the campaign's on or it's off. So if I'm unhappy with it, I'll duplicate it and then I'll make a tweak and then I'll let that one run side by side, but I won't touch the other one. I'd probably run the campaign for a week as well, because you can get some real spikes from different days. Like the weekends, like a Saturday or a Sunday can be a really horrific lead price, and then midweek might be really low. So you want to look at a week average. Sometimes the less you look at the campaigns, the better, as long as you know how much you're spending.
Cool, cheers.
Yeah, so we just figured out that when we made that change, it activated Instagram and Messenger as well. So that's why it went up. But we've just...
You'll still get a pretty big audience though.
Yeah, we got 2.1 million, I think. Yeah, which we're pretty happy with.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. So
we'll just leave it at that. I'm actually, after hearing you say that, I'm actually tempted to do another another ad, just because we've just buggered around with this one. I'm worried that it won't work. We found that it's so funny. We were running there for a while on Instagram, and we put an ad up, and literally that day, even at $10, we were getting like 13 leads in a day. Yeah. And it would go for, and this is when we had no idea about this at all. We were just chucking it up. And then one day it just stopped completely, and we've never really gotten back to those sorts of lead costs since then. I don't know what happened, but we've never been able to get Facebook to do what it was doing for us 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So, I know what you're talking about when you say breaking it.
Yeah, it's best. Like, I run a couple of campaigns for gyms and yoga studios and stuff like that, like just local campaigns. And I really, like, if they break, then I just restart them. And then you see the first couple of days you get a lot of traction, and then sometimes they like go down again, and then, like Kelvin says, wait a week and then they might go up again. You tend to do a lot with it, and what I've noticed is I've stopped. I set myself like 50 minutes a day to optimize our AdWords campaign. That's it. I'm not doing more about it. And if you don't set yourself a limit like that, you're going to look at it and look at it again and look at it again and look at it again, and you're going to do too many things, and you're first of all not getting anything else done because you're constantly looking at your campaigns. And second of all, the chances are that you're going to break something. So just change it, leave it for a couple of days, and see it as data coming in. And then after a couple of days, analyze it. If you see a lead cost is too high, set a limit that you want to reach. If you're over that limit, make a change. If you're not getting your conversions, your percentages right, make a change. Start a new campaign. Do something different, and don't analyze it 10 times a day or multiple times a day, because it's just driving you crazy.
Yeah. I think weekly averages is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
We found too that Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday were definitely our best days. Definitely. Yeah. I think because people are getting over the weekend and they're just like, oh my God, and they see something like getting out of a job and started to work.
Yeah.
That's a guess anyway.
Yeah. The weekend, like the Friday, Saturday, is quite slow.
Yeah, we found that massively. Yeah.
So no, I agree with you. Sunday night, which is obviously Monday for us down under. So Sunday in the US and the UK seems to be the.
Yeah, I think that's dead on.
Yeah, I agree with that. But same thing again, just average it out over the week. Don't pause your campaigns on a Friday morning and then restart on a Sunday and then turn them off again. I don't think that'll work too well.
How did you guys first start on YouTube? Obviously, you're both separate before you joined together. Were you both like one on YouTube, one on Facebook, or you both on both platforms? Or
I started on YouTube and only post. I boosted one post when I was in the US, and then got my ad account shut down. Didn't do anything with Facebook for half a year because it took me half a year to get it back. And Kelvin did it the other way around. He started on Facebook and didn't do anything with YouTube. And since we're working together, we've been doing both platforms at the same time.
Do you sort of go like 50% ad spend on both then, or?
No, I would say at this stage it's 90, 10%. And yeah, we're gonna change some things. We're gonna go up on Facebook again, but for now it's been 90% and 10%, because we've seen that most of the results came from YouTube. The first 2 months we did both platforms, and then we went to YouTube because it was like easier because we knew both platforms. Definitely, if you're starting out, just focus on one and get that one to work, because they both work. You can get either Facebook or YouTube to work. So if it works, then or if you're on a platform, just focus on getting that one to work first.
Yeah. And I was going to say, just off topic a little bit, but like I said, I went to a Facebook marketing sort of workshop today, and all local business owners, and the amount of knowledge that local business owners have about Facebook marketing is like nothing. Like even if you're on Facebook for 6 months learning this and like marketing every day on the affiliate program, and you're not making a huge amount of bank, if you know what you're doing on Facebook, like all the stuff that we're talking about, there is a huge opportunity if you're passionate about Facebook and you want to help some local businesses. There's so many different ways that you can, monetize this, because I was staggered by how little people actually know. Because, people with local businesses, they're just so busy, they just don't have time to learn it. I mean, Facebook has literally just, jumped out of nowhere in 3 years. And it's evolving so quickly, as we know, it's changing all the time. So keep that in mind for anyone I wouldn't be jumping platforms. I'd just be sticking to it and just really learning it. And, you can use that skill set. You can monetize it. Even if it's not the SFM affiliate program, I mean, stick at it. But there's a lot of other ways that you can build a business just with that Facebook marketing skill set.
Yeah, when I first started on Facebook, and I was like 10 leads a day. As soon as I get these 3 days in a row, then I was like, YouTube, then I can finally get on YouTube. But as soon as I got to 3 in 3 days in a row, then I was just like, shit, I don't know anything about Facebook. And it's just, I don't know, it's just like there's so much to I'd love to get to YouTube, but there's just so much in Facebook, I think. So I don't know, I'll stick with it for now.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. I mean, there is 2 of us, we're lucky. It's a lot easier when there is 2 of you. Grant and Helena, obviously the same. It's a lot easier when there's 2 of you. I mean, the lifestyle team, there's 4 of them. The lifestyle entrepreneurs, there's 4 of them. So definitely helps.
No worries.
Awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
Well, we'll call that a night. Thanks for coming, guys, and it's been really great. And I'll have this video up probably over the weekend sometime, and I'll post it in the group if you want to go over it again.
Can you, Robbie, either send us the file or upload it to YouTube or a link or something so we can leverage it, so we can make it look like we know what we're doing?
Not a problem. Because I upload it to YouTube on our YouTube channel, but I can probably send you the file as well.
No, that's fine. Just the YouTube channel's fine. I'll find it as soon as it's up. I'll just I'll steal it.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll steal it.
Not a problem. Thanks a lot, guys.
Awesome. Cool.
Cheers, guys.
We'll catch you next week.
All right.
All right.
See ya.
I'll see you.